Okay, I am back. This is Wall Crawl, and here we are in Godhome, and it is time to take on the Pantheon of Hallownest with some binding. So we're going to start with the easiest of the bindings, at least in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, and that's the nail binding. So let me show you what I'm going to do. This is my preferred setup when the nail is totally useless just about. I'm going to really lean into my soul usage. So Shaman Stone so it's stronger, Spell Twister so I can do a bit more of them, Soul Catcher and Soul Eater so I just get a ton of soul to use as magic and use my different spells and stuff. A lot of times you only have to get like 1 or 2 hits with your nail in, and you can then do a spell. So basically go right here, do the nail binding, and let's start. Some enemies, it really helps to really lean in on the soul and the magic, but others of them still definitely an approach with the nail is still the best way to fight them, so it's a bit of a challenge. Now, we're trying to keep track of one particular stinking bug, and I think he's the one that's currently right here swooping through. But if you can kill the one that in the very beginning starts on the right side, yeah, see ya, dude, then he has a whole lot less health, and then you only have to deal with one of these guys. So we did it, and let's go ahead and I jump up here and I do Abyss Shrieks, and he certainly hates it. So there we go. We're done, and let's move on to the Grozmother. Now keep track of these. You're on these little platforms, but remember the Grozmother is not a fan of Abyss Shrieks. So, oops. Alright, I'm going to lean into it right now. Okay, Grozzy, get me a heal. Alright, as soon as she breaks off and goes up here, screensaver style. She's got to be really close. I do not like the fact that he's hit me this much. Okay, Abyss Shriek her dead. Alright, that's not encouraging for me. I should beat her a little better than that, but we got this. We'll catch our stride. Jump up here, lean into those. Yeah, there we go. Now the False Knight, if you don't know this, you can just keep hitting them with your nail and they'll stay on the ground forever. So it allows for like a refuel of allowing you to heal all the way back, get as much soul as you want. You probably don't need that this early in the Pantheon, but it also works for the failed champion later. So get your Abyss Shrieks in, and you don't really even have to move. You can just hit those right away. And so you just get the 1, the 2, the 3, and back down on the ground. So I am going to go ahead. I'll finish them off and then fuel up my the rest of my soul. Alright, and we're on to the next fight. Okay, so I try to release a blast right here. There we go. If it hops over me, which it didn't do, I'll turn around and shoot it with soul. Yeah, I just gotta dash forward, turn around, shoot it. I've tried 2 of them just to see. I don't think 2's gonna work, at least not how I do it. Alright. It's hard to maintain hitting him back when you don't have like quick slash available. But that's all you needed to do, and Massive Moss Charger is toast. Alright, so who is next? I believe it's Hornet Protector. Meet him right there. And just a whole lot of blasts will be really bad for Hornet. So go down here and get another hit or 2 to get soul. Whenever she comes in, just give her a little pogo. I'm going to actually do like that, and Abyss Shriek. Ah, she got me once. Pow, pow, pow. Pow, 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 pow. Okay. Healing up a bit. Ooh. It's good if she's ever does that little thread thing up in the air. A lot of times for this right here is hit blast is a really good attack pattern on any attempt with her. Yep, Shaw. She is toast. Okay, moving on to the next one. Alright, I think it's Gorb. Yeah. Now, I don't necessarily lean into the spells here. I just am really comfortable with this particular great slash technique. It takes a little longer than it would normally, but you know, it's just not that bad. So you could shoot Gorb with the spells, but I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. It's not how I typically do it. So. I'm like, it's not supposed to be how I do it. Okay. Tried to use a little bit more magic on it just to see how it worked out, but and definitely do your desolate dives here. And the Dung Defender just so often cannot stay under the ground. Little ziggy zag back and forth. Pogo if he does the little dive thing through. Ziggy zag, that would hit me anyway. If he goes underground, desolate dive the ground. Again, I'm gonna get a heal in. Come over and pow pow. Pogo. Alright, ziggy zag. Oh, thunder! Okay, back out the ground. I cannot go into the ground. That is not for you. Ziggy. And yeah, he ought to be toast pretty soon. There he is. See you later, dude. Okay, so a lot of these are just the same technique you use. It's just a little more challenging with because your nail just doesn't hit for much. So you try to use Soul Blast and things like that as much as possible. Now you'll dash through him and use these Soul Blasts when you can. He is not a fan of them at all. When he's above you, it's not a great time to do it, but when he's still down low, it very regularly hits him for 2, because it like pushes him back and drags him across the floor, and so you get a second hit out of it. I'm gonna use my nail arts on the Brooding Moloch and use kind of my helicopter spin. I still think that's a good technique, and then step back and shoot him when I'm away from him. Okay. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Pow, pow, pow. Yeah, from a distance, you know, just shooting across at him. It's good, just as long as you can keep track of like the little volcano spitties that come out kind of off to the side. Okay, gonna come across, I'll just do a little pogo. I'm gonna go ahead and charge so I can release as he comes down. He's done his thing across, so pogo. Shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna actually just let dive as he comes through. And I'll be ready to dream nail so I can get my stuff back. Now, hitting them both with soul is definitely a good plan most of the time. The problem with it that makes it bad is sometimes when they're about to engage in their nail arts, like right now, it can become a problem because they wouldn't normally enter the fight. They allow the other one to do their nail art attack and they just wait and defend. But if you hit them with anything, like right now, see, one of them's doing the nail art attack and the other one isn't attacking. But if you attack them, they will rejoin the fight, and so it can be a problem. Shooty, shooty, shooty. Get a poke. Yeah, there we go. Try to release as much soul. Pow, pow, pow. Shoot him again. I'm going to get under him and do an Abyss Shriek. And they're done. Getting that Abyss Shriek when he floats up in the air is a really good option if you have it available. And, alright, let's grab up our lifeblood. Where's our other lifeblood? Come on. Don't cheat me my lifeblood. And, go ahead and fill up all your soul and move on. A little reminder, do not sit on the bench if you'll lose your lifeblood. So if you ever wanted to switch anything over, do that before getting the lifeblood. I like to shoot him from the side. You definitely don't have as much room to do it as other times fighting Zero, but you can still make it happen. So watch for, listen for his hit, and seeing the thing spin. And now it's a little faster, but we got this. Just step just a little bit out of the way, and you ought to be okay. I wish he hadn't hit me, but he did. So, he's dead. Alright, it's Crystal Guardian next? Yeah, my dude. Dashing through him and hitting him with an Abyss Shriek is his least favorite thing, so. Alright. He ought to be pretty close to toast. Here, I'll shoot you. How about that? Yeah, I'll see you later. So we'll have to deal with him later on in his enraged form. Alright, go ahead and bust out some Abyss Shrieks right away if you can. Yep. Anytime you can get up under him and do an Abyss Shriek, it's an excellent move. So. Alright, now I think he does this somewhere, his smashy downs up. I think there has to be at least 4 of them. I don't know what the maximum is, if it's 10 or not, like the Soul Tyrant. But there's 4, 5 I believe, 6. Alright. Just trying to get soul attacks in on him, because that's better. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I hold a charge, so I can use it on him. 5, 6. And he's toast. Alright. Let's see what is next for us. Oblobbles. Okay. Not fun when they decide to go 2 opposite directions, so let's try to get them away from us. And that's good for the usage of soul. And try to keep blasting them back. Fuel up on soul, and then as they get up closer to each other to where you can hit them both with a soul blast, keep moving them back. Now they're getting a little staggered, but that's okay, now they're just dead. Okay, this is going to be tight. Nice, block, knocking back. What I'm comfortable with is this particular dash attack on him, even though that's not like the best way to shoot him and kill him. So, you know, I try to build up a little more soul and then do some blasts. All right, it is now the Sisters of Battle. So, have to fight them in that form in the Pantheon of Hallownest. I'm going to go ahead and Great Slash when I'm dealing with just the one. Maybe shoot a couple of times. If I can get them on the wall, I can release a good attack with an Abyss Shriek. So right here. That is like the best attack to them as far as damage is concerned, is being close to the wall and Abyss Shrieking. You can also feel free to do a lot of Desolate Dives if you want to regain where you are, readjust. So pogos, yep, there's your Abyss Shriek to get some good damage in. Just make sure you're quick enough with it to where you don't, yikes, you're quick enough so you don't have to deal with the other one that's going to fall down like that one, as long as there's still 3. There we go. Pogo, 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 pogo. So just lots of those pogos. That's weird. I usually don't do that on just one side. I always follow it up when they both come across with a Desolate Dive. The tail end of the Desolate Dive will hit both of the ones that went across, and then you'll also get some damage on the one that's flying in on top of you. So it's a good time to get some damage. Try to stay in this middle area and not get too far past the platforms, because if they just appear there, you're gonna get hit by one just appearing to dash across. There's not much you can do about it. Oh, darn. Oh well. I got the one, so that's good. It's good when you get that first one, the fights just gets substantially easier, and so that's good. And then when they hit the walls, you don't have to worry about one warping down on you. So, all right, there we go. Good times. Give them a respectful bow and move on to the next category. Category of fights, grouping of fights, I don't know, it's probably not a category. But now we got some more lifeblood. So let's move on, let's keep this going. Now definitely if you can get the Abyss Shrieks in on Marmu, because Marmu is a pain. Oh, yay! Marmu gave me a little more opportunities to Abyss Shriek him. You can't just spam it. You have to get him up above you for it to work. There we go. Get these Abyss Shrieks in. And so I try to hit the Fluke Marm multiple times before I go down so I can fill up my soul, and then I can be at that bottom region. I can step out and do Abyss Shrieks on them. So Soul Blasts are a really good weapon against the Broken Vessel, because it drags him across. I hit a couple times and then go back to a Desolate Dive, and it's going to do it again. Come back into the middle, hit a couple times, Make sure it keeps it fueled up. You have the soul to keep Desolate diving, but you can pull out that damage pretty good on them with the Desolate dives. Galleon, be ready for an Abyss Shriek right away, 1, 2. And then just try to play with this ball and bounce it back and forth. And as you walk through, once, ooh, that was close. Yikes, he got me. He's gonna be gone soon. There we go. Just looking for those Abyss Shriek moments. Okay, Shio. I'm mostly gonna do a Great Slash for Nailmaster Shio. So there's just, I mean, I can shoot him some, but I don't notice that big a difference of the fight taking so much longer or something. So just hippity hop right through. So this is just my normal Great Slash technique. I just kind of jump away and dash in. When he does the yellow paint, a lot of times I just avoid it. But the purple one and the blue one, I just kind of step back. And then the red one right here, you jump through that little opening, and you just fall down to the side of him, and you hit him with the you just release the cyclone attack into him. So pretty good, pretty good. All right, more lifeblood. Fill her up. All right, let's keep going. All right, the Hive Knight's turn. Now, if they disappear, kind of do that little jump up in the air and be ready for your to like zigzag. I'm talking about it and freaking myself out, but you want to pogo in his normal lunge. All right. Dash through. Ah, darn. I was too late. Come on, Hive Knight. Refuel. Get a Desolate dive in. Shoot him once. Yeah, he's dead. Okay, so Elder Who should be a refuel. If you're struggling at this point and need some health, you should just poke him in the toe as he comes around, using your shade cloak to warp through the stuff as it gets smashed down. And then when he disappears and causes the stuff to come in from the sides, like he's doing right now, you go to the side and you get a heal. You may not have time for more than one, but that's okay. Just get a heal each time. He does it a bunch, so you can kind of just fuel up your masks back to a healthy place and get ready to fight the Collector coming soon, right after this fight. Now, if you have all your stuff, you can shoot across right after he does that, because you know he'll appear in this middle area, because that's just his only place, and you can hit him. I shot a little high that time. I could have missed him. But if you can just shoot right through the middle, you're going to get a hit on him. So, and like I have max soul right now, so I can just shoot across and I'm not really losing anything. I could kill him and, you know, for the lowest thing that I would have is just one level of soul gone. So it's not too bad. A lot of times he does, darn, that stinks. A lot of times he does not get knocked back. He only takes one hit. he can occasionally get pulled back by it, but not as much as some bosses. I dash in once to get a hit, and then I try to do an Abyss Shriek. Abyss Shrieks are a really good way to get damage in on him. And if he creates too much of a problem for you, darn, you can always like just clean the floor out. I'm going to go ahead and use my helicopter attack. And see, I had an enemy that I could get that got away from me. Alright. Not having the best time with the collector right now. He's not doing it for me, so. Goodness gracious. Here, let's go ahead and get rid of him. Hate those primal aspids. And this guy is the absolute worst on all bindings. Absolute worst. Goodness gracious. That was a mess. Okay. I want to try to go ahead and get a heal in, so I'm going to get over here. It's not going to be my time for a heal. Step in right here. And now I'll try to just do some more attacks. So I'm going to go through, do a helicopter spin attack, and jump back, and now I'll release a bunch of soul. And then I'll climb this wall and get a helicopter spin in again. Hit a few times, shooty shooty. Yeah, there we go. So if you can get the blast across the bottom when you know he's not engaged in a roll towards you or a spit, it's good. He also does hate desolate dives a whole bunch. Try to make sure you get that Abyss Shriek in as Grim goes over and does his pufferfish. Watch the things just a little bit off the ground. If its section touches the ground, then you have to worry about jumping over it. All the other stuff in the air is just distraction. To just worry about the ones that come all the way down. It's a good time to heal. Probably going to be a pufferfish. So that's good. So just those two, the one, the one, the one, the two, the one, the two. Those are the only things you got to worry about actually avoiding. Now there are some times you can try to get some more spellcaster hits in, but you can do this on a desolate dive. I'm gonna try for it. Didn't work. And you can get greedy and shoot him some if you want, but you usually will take some hits like I just did. It doesn't really matter. I'm not really concerned about losing to him, so I was kind of playing him a little loosey-goosey. I've already lost my lifeblood, so it's not like I'm worried about that. And right after him, I get to have a break. So when he was doing his little pufferfish, things were everywhere. I just decided to go ahead and hit him. So, all right. Let me go ahead and grab up this and relax for just a minute. And there we go.